Hello, and welcome to Geeks Are Wired, where we talk about video games, movies, TV, comic books, technology, and TLDR, the Internet of Things.
This week, we have me, Bill, and Anthony,
Hi, Bill.
Joey,
Hello.
and Anna.
That's me.
And you can contact us by sending us an email to geeksrewired@gmail.com, calling us 801-896-4335. And you also can help us out, or help support us out at Patreon at patreon.com/geeksrewired, where you can get access to the podcast early, or become one of the great levels, like Dave, because he's great.
Good old Dave.
Yes,
Dave.
there are greater levels,
You can be greater
or greatest.
or greatest, yes. There can only be one greatest.
Yes.
We're
So,
going to jump right into that, huh?
right into it because it's fresh. So yesterday, as of the recording of the podcast, which is Tuesday, what, the 2nd?
April Fools. No, it's not.
No.
It is not Tuesday either.
It's Wednesday.
No, I said as of yesterday, which was Tuesday
Oh, okay, yes.
of the recording, not with the release.
That
There,
makes sense, we
yes.
promise. It doesn't.
Unless you're a patron, then maybe it is still. Because you got it early. But you can, there's
Allegedly.
the second, the poster for the new Joker, Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie dropped. Was very, limited in view. I don't know if you guys actually got to see that. But the third, the movie trailer dropped. That is none of those. That's not even the poster. Oh, there it is. There's the poster. We'll put a link there in the show notes.
Put on a happy face.
Exactly. Which the music to the trailer also goes with.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, happy music. You like it?
The trailer was interesting.
What do you
I
think?
feel slightly bad for him,
Exactly.
which is, not something I ever expected. Actually, I think there were times when I was kind of felt slightly sad for Joker. Because I think I kind of knew this, but...
Yeah, I really liked it. I mean, the Joker's always supposed to be kind of a dark character, and I feel like the whole trailer just exemplifies that. Like it's dark, it's bad circumstances for him, and the whole thing's kind of grungy. I think it's a good feel for a Joker movie.
It's also a really good origin story, so if you like the origins of Batman or any of the characters of Batman, Joker, this looks like a really interesting take as far as the origin of...
A possible origin?
Yeah, a possible origin where Joker came from.
I like the...
When you mentioned grungy, it kind of reminded me of Batman Ninja.
No.
That one's a little...
Can be.
Batman Ninja, have you heard of it?
I have not heard of this.
With
It's basically a Batman anime. It's awesome.
All I've heard of for like weird spin-off things is like Spider-Man.
I still need to watch that one, Batman
Just
Ninja.
Load up the... No, that'll work.
If you watch the trailer, it's very interesting though. They get kind of...
Yes, it's full of mechs.
So it's mech battles in the Batman universe?
Yes, but it's not in the way you think.
Interesting.
In feudal Japan.
Yeah, Batman
Okay.
and Joker go back in time into feudal Japan and start battling it.
It's interesting.
They're battling all of feudal Japan?
No,
No,
they're battling each other.
Okay.
During feudal Japan.
Yeah, without... I'm not going to give away too many spoilers, but...
I think
yeah,
I'm going to have to
basically.
check this out. Is it a movie or like
Yeah,
a
it's
whole...
a movie.
Okay. So it's not something I have to dedicate huge amounts of time to.
No.
Bill, Anthony, have you
Perfect.
guys actually watched
It's
both versions?
Hour and a half?
The Japanese and the...
I only watched the
English?
Japanese one, I think. No, I
You
think
really
I did.
should know that answer by now. For me.
I think you watched both, right?
No.
No, he
No.
doesn't
Okay.
like he doesn't like subtitled stuff.
Okay.
I think I actually
I have to pay lots and lots of attention to it, and I
don't
don't
remember.
have that much attention.
I might have watched it sub just because I actually liked the voice characters that did the Japanese dub. I don't know. I don't remember.
I think you
still
said you
need to
did.
watch both of them.
Would recommend.
English is
very
awesome.
good. It's on Prime. It's on Prime now.
Okay, pick the language that you know. I recommend that.
She knows a little bit of both, though.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, she knows more than English than Japanese, but
I like to see if I knew more Japanese, I may be willing. It's so much attention to be paid.
Yeah, I got like halfway through Sword Art Online because I have to dedicate my attention to it, and that's rough for me.
they have a dub version of that.
Yeah,
It sucks, but they have a dub version.
I didn't have the dubbed version, so I just kind
I
of
don't like
fell
the
off
dubbed version.
halfway.
I don't like it.
That one, I actually watched. I had way too much time on my hands, I think, at the time. And I watched the original dub version.
The sub version, you mean?
Or both. I've seen both.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched the sub.
On
And
that,
then I watched the dubbed.
I just like sub more because there's generally more emotion in the sub one, like in the original dub. In the English dub, they tend to sometimes they do really good and they get it good. But a lot of the times it's just kind of bland, or they make usually because in most animes the kid is, like, the main character's a kid, and they try to make his voice sound too manly.
Yeah.
Or too gravelly. That's what
dub?
they did with Sword Art.
In the dub?
In the English dub, yeah.
I've seen that more in the sub. Especially
Maybe.
if a female character is super strong, she has a manly voice.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, just because you're Phasma doesn't mean you have to, or Brianna Tarth doesn't mean you have to sound like, Vader. You can sound like a female and still punch everybody through walls.
Kapow.
I still have only watched the first episode this last weekend, and Sword Art Online.
Which season?
Which season?
Which season?
They have 3.
Yeah.
I guess it would be the first episode of the first season.
What happens?
They were explaining what Sword Art Online was.
They
and
got into the game.
guy was connected with his headset.
Okay,
and
that's the first one.
then-
Okay. So it's not about a tree.
No.
Did it also
Okay.
start
No.
off with, like, Link a Start or something like that?
I don't,
They say that a
Or
lot.
yeah.
I don't recall.
Actually, they don't.
Okay.
but
You're pretty much
pretty
first.
sure it's the first one.
but they said that, like, if, like, you can't disconnect and
Yep, that's the first one.
and you're stuck in the game. If you die, then you die.
GG. Except for not good game, good life is what it would be. Because game over, good life.
Yeah, you die in real life.
GL.
Yeah. GL. Good life.
Good luck.
Ah.
That too.
So I have yet to watch the rest of it, but are all the seasons decent?
Second season, a lot of people don't like. I actually really liked it.
A lot of people don't like the second half of the first season.
I liked it.
A lot of people, well, they very much like the sword art part of it.
Let me know when you watch Red Nose Reindeer. I want to know what your thoughts are on that.
Okay,
It's
I have
like
to know.
You're
4
mean.
episodes in. What? It gets me every time.
Yeah. So it's mean.
I just want to know what she thinks whenever
All
she
right.
watches it.
And also our listeners can too. Let Anthony know.
Yeah, you can let me know.
You can call him at...
No, you're not going to call me.
You could leave a message.
Yeah, you can leave a message at that number.
What's that number?
It is 555. Now it's 801-896-4335.
Or you can email.
Or you can email at geeksr. No, it's just geeksrwired
We aren't pirates.
at
We're
gmail.com. Back to Sword Art. They just barely finished up the 3rd season.
So I will be watching it here
And
soon.
it is like, I read the light novels for this. I like Sword Art, if you can't tell. I did read the light novels for this, and they ended it just before I cut off of it because the light novels have to be translated. So I know what's going to happen on the next episode, or maybe possibly the next 2, but I'm still really excited. It's fun. I liked it.
So you read ahead then.
That was like 2 years ago when I stopped. I read ahead because there was no, like, they made the first 2 seasons really fast, and then the 3rd season it took them 5
Oh, sorry. I'm clicking things.
I'm awake.
Just making sure all the podcasters are paying attention.
That legit scared me, Bill.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Malware on the computer.
Yeah, the listeners didn't get to hear it. I protected them.
But anyways, back to Sword Art. It took like 5 or 6 years to get to even know that the sixth or the third one is coming out, and I only realized about it before I even looked it up, because the thing that I think it was TV Showtime. I was looking at it. The poster for it had changed to what would be in the third, basically the third season. Because before it was like just a picture of Kirito and Asuna, or Asuna. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. I think the English and Japanese dub make it sound different. But anyways, that's how I found out about it. And then I looked it up, and then I told Bill, and then Bill was really excited.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
I tried watching the first episode. I'm about 10 minutes in, and I tapped out. Hardcore.
It's not because it's boring, just because it was subtitled.
Yeah, I have to really, really pay attention to it, and I don't have that much time.
And the first episode was legit. Like, they didn't just do that thing where they do 2 episodes where they're the same episode. The first episode was 15 minutes long. So, you have that to look forward to. So you only made it like a fifth of the way through it.
Maybe.
Instead of halfway
There's
through.
a tree.
There is a tree.
That's all I'm going to say.
There is also a tree in every single episode, I think.
There is a tree.
That narrows it down quite a bit.
Yeah, there's lots of trees in that game.
Where were we?
I don't know. We started off with
Joker, and then we went to
then
Batman Ninja,
Batman Ninja,
and then
Sword
other
Art.
animes. We could continue on the anime train unless you want to talk about something else.
We sure we can.
Okay.
What do we have?
Another one that's good that just finished up is that time I got reincarnated as a slime. That is the title of the show. I've sent you the music for it, I think, and I've sent it to you. I don't know if you ever listened to it, but it's fun.
I haven't listened to it, but I have heard of that title of that show. What is it about?
So the too long didn't watch, I guess, of it is that, and this isn't really spoilers because it's in the first episode, but you're the guy is I think a 40-year-old male who's a civil engineer in Japan, and you're meeting up with, or he's meeting up with 2 colleagues, I think, and then a guy comes running towards you with a knife, and you get stabbed, and then you die. And then
you keep saying you, so are you from his perspective?
Yeah, it's
Is
mostly
this a spoiler?
No. It's from
it's from that video game.
It's from his perspective for the most part. I keep saying you, but no, he gets stabbed, and then as he is dying, he starts listing off all these things that he doesn't like it's cold because he's dying, or he doesn't like the pain because he's dying. And as he's listing them off, a little voice in the back is like pinging off, okay, we've given you pain nullification or heat nullification, like as if it was a video game. Then towards the end, when he actually finally dies, he gets like the Sage ability, which is what makes him really overpowered in the anime. And it'll basically, it's like an AI in the back of his head that kind of just tells him, hey, or it just tells him information about the world or stuff like that. And then you wake up in this other world. He wakes up in this other world. I keep doing that. He wakes up in this other world where he's a slime. It's really cute and funny.
Kind of like The Matrix when he wakes up as a slime.
Yeah.
Except for that never happened. What's up?
So, I don't know about that one, but Sword Art is on Hulu, I believe.
I watched that time I got reincarnated as a slime. That is a mouthful. I watched it on Crunchyroll.
Okay.
But it'll probably make it to Funimation or Hulu eventually, probably.
It's either on Hulu or Netflix, but I'm feeling
Sword
like
Art
it's
is
Hulu.
on Hulu.
Okay.
But it's also on Netflix. Oh, yeah, he does wake up in slime.
Yeah, he wakes up as a slime.
Yeah.
No, he wakes up in slime, not a slime.
Yeah, it's basically the same. They also have the alternate Gun Gala
Yeah,
online.
I got halfway through that and I couldn't do
And
it.
Ordinal Scale.
That's a movie, isn't it?
It is the movie.
I need to watch that too.
I enjoyed them both. But that's me.
Cowboy Bebop is my favorite. Fight me.
Oh, that is such a good
It is a
series.
really good one.
So
Really?
good.
I was like,
Cowboy
you really just
Bebop.
like laid down the duh.
That is one where the English dub is amazing, and I actually did watch it with English. It was
Cowboy
good.
Bebop, so good.
It's one of the best series, but so is like Trigun.
I
Bebop, I don't want to skip the intro. Like, I
No.
enjoy it every time.
I also love all the music they have in it. Like there was one where I think it was called Jupiter Blues or something like that.
The seatbelts do
just
all of their stuff,
amazing.
and it's so good.
Mhm.
That is one anime that everybody should watch. It's a really old one. Like the way I described it is, and this is funny because it came out before this show did, but it's basically an anime Serenity. And by Serenity, I mean Firefly.
Yeah, it's Firefly before Firefly.
Yeah.
They're space bounty hunters.
Yeah, it's a what? It's a space. Yeah. Anyway, it's just an animated version of Firefly. I say that, but it's completely different. That's just the closest analog, I guess.
Yeah. I also like Trigun and Outlaw Star.
Grave
Those
of
ones are pretty good as
Fireflies.
well.
Oh.
So, I never finished watching Firefly.
You should do
Wait,
that.
you're the one that makes all those terrible jokes.
I know. Well, you know what, great?
watched
I
the-
watched Serenity before I even knew Firefly was a thing.
Dude, did you watch the first episode at least? Because that is by far
Okay, yes.
my favorite scene,
I
and
think-
it comes up everywhere.
I think I'm about halfway through the entire existence of it.
The show starts off with, I can't remember his name, but he is playing with dinosaurs.
Nathan Fillion?
Yes, he is playing with dinosaurs, and it's amazing. And then they get into it. Where
I think you're gonna lose some street cred, Bill. You haven't finished Firefly?
you get on that. We'll reinstate your street cred.
Meh. Let's see, where did I get to? I'm not even sure. Sure, I got through something on it. I watched it.
Also, since we're on,
Good enough.
since we're on the episode of, we're talking about space type shows. I'm gonna bring this up again. The Expanse. You should all watch it. It's really good. Really good.
What's the gist of The Expanse?
The Expanse is it's like 300 years in the future or something like that. I think it might only be 2, but you're on a ship.
You mean they are?
They are?
They're on. Okay, fine. They're on a ship.
This isn't a VR movie. That I'm not part of
Hey,
it.
you know what?
He
It's
gets
so
immersed
good
in
that
his media.
It's so good that I got immersed in it. And
Immersive
It's
media,
like reading
man.
a book. You are living the character.
anyways, they are on a ship, and it is traveling towards I think either an asteroid in the asteroid belt or one of the moons on Jupiter in Jupiter's orbit. They're getting ice to transport it back to either Mars or one of the other bigger asteroids in the asteroid belt.
It's still going.
Yes,
still
it
making
is.
it.
They can't. Sci-Fi did cancel it,
Oh,
but Amazon picked it up.
yay!
Yes.
Oh, I read about this just because people really, really liked it. It has like a cult following. And
Oh, yes.
when they announced the cancellation, it like blew up on Reddit
Oh, it
and
did.
all over the place. And then they were like begging the big three to take it up for
Netflix,
streaming.
Amazon, or I think HBO was one of them too,
Yeah.
or Hulu. Anyways, so after that, I think a Mars ship or something disguised as a Mars ship, on their way back, they start targeting the ship, and then they blow it up, and then an escape pod gets away, and then they inadvertently start a war between Earth and Mars because I think it was an Earth vessel. And it was someone who had stolen the Mars vessel. And then that's basically the plot of the show.
And World War III started. Space Wars 3.
No, it wasn't World War III.
Planet War 1.
Ah, there we go.
But it's good. And the physics and stuff and, like, time-wise, it's pretty realistic. They don't, like, jump into warp or anything like they do in Star Trek.
Hey,
But-
they explained properly how Star Trek would work.
You're
the
right.
Vulcans stopped by.
So they're like, man, we're going to go attack Earth. And then like 8 months later, they show up.
No, okay. So Earth was basically on a like final limb. We battled each other and
Are you
barely
talking
surviving.
Star Trek now?
Star Trek.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
We were barely surviving, and then somebody ended up successfully making warp speed, just like the very basic of it.
Warp 1, or not even Warp 1, I think.
Yeah, well, it's just the really basic of it. And when they did it, the Vulcans happened to be traveling by at the time, and they're like, this planet isn't stupid. We should probably talk to them
But then
before they get too far advanced.
They still. Did you watch Enterprise at all? Because they go into that actually a
sort
lot
of
in Enterprise.
vaguely. That's from the movie.
Okay, well, in Enterprise,
I think that's First Contact, actually.
In Enterprise, there is a other subplot, and this is spoilers, but it's like a 10-year-old, actually
Where they screwed up the
15-year-old.
timeline.
No, well, that happened too.
No. I'm
That's
talking
a whole
about
nother
Enterprise.
thing.
Where
Yeah.
they screwed up the
Oh, okay,
lore they
the
laid
show?
down.
All right, possibly.
No,
But
they did.
They do
'Cause
a lot
Spock
of...
is the first Vulcan on a Federation ship.
Okay, I'm not that hardcore of a Star Trek fan, apparently.
Neither am I, really.
But they do a lot of timey-wimey stuff in that. Anyways, to my point, though, is that there's an episode there where they apparently show up in the 50s, and the Vulcans is who gave us the power of Velcro.
That's beautiful. I like
That
that a
was-
lot.
Like, it was a whole episode where, like, these Vulcans crash land, and they're trying to fit in, and they somehow do it just fine.
Yeah.
But
One
at the
thing.
end, one of them feels bad for some other Earthling thing, and so they sell the invention of Velcro to get a lot of money so that this one Earthling can go to school. Like, that's the plot. Like, it was interesting and I enjoyed it, but the ending was not... whatever.
It's a pretty simple, believable thing. They're like, this won't affect history too much.
Yeah.
Except for enabled space travel and whatnot, but... That was what Velcro was invented for, right? Was for NASA?
I have no idea.
I thought it
would
was.
think.
I thought that's like...
My guess would be like military applications or something.
Yeah, NASA. It's a branch of the... Well, it's sort of a branch of the Air Force, at least it was. They worked closely with them. How about that? Does that satisfy you, Bill? You're the military dude here. I don't know
I'm
much about
Googling this.
Have you seen how to open Velcro silently?
it. Yeah, Velcro. Click on Velcro. No.
You just scream. No one will hear the Velcro.
Oh, that's the company.
But he first invented Velcro, the company.
Oh,
is invented in
1941.
Yeah.
Never mind. Never mind. Carry on, guys.
Nah,
I was wrong.
I didn't want to say anything, but since you brought it up.
Okay. Any more shows we want to talk about while we're on the topic?
It sounds like we're talking about a bunch of shows, especially with the summer break coming up, or the summer round of shows coming around.
Game of Thrones.
Winter is coming
Yes, winter is coming.
in a couple
Summer
weeks.
is coming.
No,
No,
in
winter.
like 1 week.
Is it really 1 week?
I get in a phone call.
It
I
does
can't
say
talk right now.
it does say Game of Thrones season 8, April 14th.
Yes.
That's in 2
So
weeks.
that's about 2. Okay, fine.
Okay, it's between 2 weeks and 1 week.
So we're coming over here on that Sunday, right?
Yay!
You don't sound too excited.
Means I gotta subscribe to HBO for the first month for free, and then for the next 2 months for paying.
We could all just the next 2 months. Oh yeah, we could
It's
flip
just
flop.
like a 3-month thing.
You could have someone do HBO for the 1st
I'm okay.
time.
I can pay for it. Maybe I'll get stuck back into HBO for a bit again.
I guess we need to also look up Westworld because isn't there like another season coming out for
I don't
Westworld?
know. So I don't know if this is like a troll that Macy Williams is Arya, right?
Yes.
I'm terrible with actor names.
Yes.
I only know about this because I just barely read the story, but I think it also did come out on April Fool's, so I don't know if it was an April Fool's thing.
Yeah.
She talked about the worst moments that she had on the show, and I think she inadvertently something bad happens to her on the 2nd episode.
Oh no, I did hear yes.
And
Just
I don't-
It's April Fool's.
That's what I thought.
was.
But the way she like ran off, it made it seem almost believable. But
No, but Amelia Clark apparently she ended up surviving some brain trauma, or she actually had some major health issues, not too long ago.
really,
Yeah.
that sucks. She's still in this though, I think,
Yes.
because they filmed this forever ago. But
Oh yeah, this is all good.
and Peter,
She's Peter Dinklage. Peter Dinklage. Peter Dinklage. Peter Dinklage. Peter Dinklage. Peter Dinklage.
What have we devolved to?
Peter Ting.
Geeks are
All right,
wired.
that was a,
We
that
have
was a little bit of an
terrible
insult
renditions.
there.
Why?
I said, "What have we devolved to?" And then you say his name.
Peter Pete. Maybe we raised to that level. I'm going with that.
Oh, he's been in the most episodes. Holy crap! You wouldn't have thought that.
Actually, I kind of sort of would have.
Well, I thought it would be. Well, I guess it wouldn't be one of the Stark people,
Definitely not many of the Stark people.
especially one.
He just dies and everything, though. That's a different story.
I mean, that's Game of Thrones. People die. All
So,
right, back on to Westworld.
I couldn't find it. I don't know.
Oh.
It looks like Westworld. It's going to
Canceled?
come out later in the year.
Oh, okay, good.
So it looks like it
I
might
still
be
haven't watched it.
the last quarter or so of the year that they're actually going to be looking at premiering that on HBO.
Actually, I'm less excited about this one. I'm more excited for the next season, Mr. Robot. You guys seen Mr. Robot?
Mr. Robot.
Yeah,
I've
it's-
watched a little bit of it.
It's pretty good.
I think this is the last season coming up. And yeah. But it's been a while. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's one of those shows that really makes you think.
Yeah,
Like
A lot.
and it really throws you for a loop sometimes.
Oh.
It makes him question himself and it makes you question yourself.
They own, what does that say? The feet? That looks like feet. That last word looks like feet, but it probably isn't.
I don't know.
They own the something.
That's from the one of the episodes. I wouldn't go with anything. You just gotta. But apparently it's not announced. But apparently Rick and Morty's been announced. Wait,
Rick and Morty is
That
like
was 2
printing
days
money.
ago. That is too close to April Fool's.
yeah.
Click on it, though. Let's see it.
Well, they released the season premiere
Of the third one on April Fool's.
on
yeah, I
April
know.
Fool's. Yeah,
They also followed that up with just like doing a rerun of everything, didn't they?
yeah. It had all of the other episodes right after it.
Yeah. Similar to what they did before, wasn't it? Actually, they signed a contract. They're like, yeah. They're set to like deliver like 70 new episodes. Like they don't have how many seasons that is. They're just set to deliver 70 new episodes.
There's no
Yeah.
time frame on that, though, right?
It's like printing money, and for them, like they just kind of spitball off of each other, and then
Yeah.
they turn it into an episode. So
Yep.
It's like, was it South Park? South Park made in less than 1 week.
yeah, South Park is pretty ambitious with how fast they can churn them out, but like they kind of script their stuff. They have an idea for an episode. Rick and Morty, they just sit down and they just spitball off of each other, and a lot of it's just improv. And then they'll take the recordings and turn it into like actual scenes.
Oh, that's actually, yeah. Do you ever see Made in 1 Week?
I haven't.
It talks about how they make a South Park episode. They have literally ran the episode down to Comedy Central minutes before it airs.
I've heard about that. They did it with like presidential elections.
Yes, because
They'll-
people keep changing their speeches at the very end, or people keep
Right.
winning that they didn't expect to win.
Right. I think at this point they'll just create like 2 episodes.
I think they
They'll be like,
did.
It
the
could go
la-
either way.
I think the last time they did do that, or at least they had the other one like mostly
No, they had
written
to
out.
reshoot. They said they had to reshoot.
I thought they
because
had I thought they at least had a plot or something for the other one.
for what I read, they had to reshoot that because everyone thought.
I really want to
Yes.
know what that episode would have been, though.
Ooh,
Like, I wonder if they'll ever
Mr.
release
Garrison
it.
would not have won. He'd be back to a teacher.
No. I just mean like that episode. I just wonder what it would have looked like. Like if they'll ever release it on like a DVD
A special
Blu-ray as a lost episode.
digital
or something.
copy. Welcome to the 21st century.
Blu-ray.
Jeez.
I still prefer Blu-ray.
How old are you, Anthony?
I am
Pretty old.
some amount of year old.
Too old. All right.
I legit forget how old I am a lot of the time.
How we take a break?
I guess we can take a break.
James from Captain Bangles.
Break.
We got him this week.
Break.
We actually were able
Give me a
to
break.
get him in last week, so we might just throw both in.
Give me a
But
break.
that we'll be right
Give
back.
me a break. Give me a break of that Kit Kat bar. Break.
James with Captain Magle's Comic Cove. Talking to you guys, letting you guys know about books that are arriving on April 3rd, 2019. A few things you guys need to keep an eye out for. Lord of Realms starts on April 3rd. So all the 10 realms have fallen to Malekith except one, and that being Midgard, Earth. Thor is going to make sure that nothing happens, but all hell's going to break loose in New York. Malekith and his allies are going to invade, and the greatest heroes Marvel Universe are going to watch Earth fall. Next thing you guys need to check out is, if you guys haven't, this is a reminder, Green Lantern 6 is out April 3rd, and that is going to be the final initiation of Hal Jordan into the Black Stars. Will he kill Adam Strange? Spoilers, he probably doesn't, but we'll see what happens. It's been a great story so far. Grant Morrison has been a master of his crafting a story. And Liam Sharp has been a master in doing a galactic story. Another book you guys need to check out that, if you haven't yet, is probably one of the best fantasy books out there currently, which is called Die from Image Comics. Issue 5 is the end of the current story arc, but it'll probably take a break for a month after this and release a graphic novel to cover the first 5 issues. Kieran Gillian's work in this fantasy D&D masterpiece without being D&D. Last thing, if you guys haven't picked it up already, Detective 1000 came out on the 26th of March. Pick it up as soon as you can. It is really good. I read it this morning. Today is March 26th, which I'm talking about this. Read it this morning. It is great. A great read. Especially if you're a Batman fan. Anyways, James from Captain Magle's saying, hey, go visit your local comic shop. We're located in Pocatello, Idaho at 348 North 3rd. But if you guys have a local place, stop at your local place. This is James from Captain Magle's Comic Cove. Talking to you guys, letting you guys know about books that are arriving April 10th, 2019. First one I want to let you guys know about is Detective Comics issues 1001. After 1,000 issues, you think Batman could finally have a break, but no, not really. As new era dawns, he's facing the most dangerous threat of his career, the Arkham Knight. He's arrived in Gotham City with an entire round table of deadly allies, and their first encounter will leave Batman shaken to his core. You know how it goes, new villain, new arc, check it out, it's gonna be good stuff. Next thing you guys will want to check out is Fair Lady #1 from Image Comics. It's a series premiere, and, you know, every fantasy epic ends with the war, but what happens when the war is over? After posing as a man to join the army, Jennifer Falds returns home to the Feld for a new start as a fair man, specially licensed private investigator. But sexism didn't end on the battlefield. The only fair lady, Jenner, gets stuck with the cases nobody else wants. This is going to probably be a fun start for a new series. I highly recommend checking it out if you guys want a good read. Next title I want to tell you guys about is from Boom Studios. It's called Faithless. It's by Brian Azzarello. And this is not for kids, just so you know. Faith, sex, the devil. Faith likes devil magic. Her friends thinks it's cute and not just a little off-putting, but it's part of her charm and her warped sense of search for purpose in a world that makes too much. But she's a true believer and knows there's power within her reach. She's right, of course. It just took a while for that magic, that temptation, that unknowable thing to find her. In short, Faith is bored as hell, and hell is noticed. Now, if you haven't read any of Brian Azzarello's works before, Batman the Damned, 100 Bullets, I really recommend checking it out. It's going to be a great story on self-exploration that I really recommend checking out. Next I want to tell you guys about is Symbiote Spider-Man #1 by Peter David. Everyone knows Spider-Man's infamous black suit would someday become the wicked web-slinger known as Venom, but what happened before Peter Parker discovered the black suit's sinister secret? Find out in this dynamic tale from comic legends Peter David and Greg Land. Set in the original Black Suit saga, this is an all-new tale that pits wall-crawling wonder against the most mystifying of menaces, Mysterio. Now, it's obvious with the new movie coming out, they'd have to have Mysterio coming into the comics at some point. Why not? Give it a shot. It's going to be great. Peter David's a great writer, and so is Greg Land. He's a great artist. Again, this is James from Captain Magle's Comic Cove, letting you guys know support your local comic shop. We're located in Pocatello, Idaho, 348 North 3rd Avenue. But find your local shop, read some good books, and have a good time. Thanks.
And we're back.
From the break, I didn't get my Kit Kat bar.
Aww.
Bill isn't nice enough. Okay, so we're going to diverge from talking about TV shows to talking about a regularly scheduled content.
What do you mean? TV shows is regularly scheduled content.
I know, I just mean like this is the stuff we actually had planned.
We started off with planned.
We did, and then we quickly got sidetracked.
Welcome to Geeks Are Wired.
And we're still doing that.
We gotta up Bill's meds. So Google, they seem to be damaging their brand by spinning up products that people enjoy and then murdering them.
Yeah, they did that with
The products, not the people.
well, I mean, we don't know about that part. Anyways,
Who do you think you are? MySpace?
MySpace still exists.
Oh, yeah. They just delete all your information.
Yeah,
or they lose
do.
it.
They lose
Yeah,
it.
we've talked about this before. Like they've got Hangouts, they've got like GChat, they've got all sorts like Allo and
So,
all sorts of messaging
Yeah.
things, and then they'll kill them off, and it's usually a pretty popular one.
so Inbox got killed off recently. The Google Audio, or the Chromecast Audio got killed off.
I think the biggest
Wait,
thing with it
what?
is where they push it very
They killed
hard.
that off in January 11th. Like, they still work if you have them, but you can't buy them anymore.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
hear about that.
Neither did I until I read this. So Allo's gone. They dropped on Android things. They dropped the IoT support. Google URL shortener was shut off to new users, so if you've never used it before, you can't use it anymore. I actually recently thought out about that, and I was using that over Tiny URL.
Or Biddy.
Bitly.
Or Bitly. I think they did that because of Bitly, and like everybody else is just using that. Yeah, they've just cut off a lot of stuff, and like me and apparently a lot of the people on the internet they won't even trust a new Google product until it's been around for 3 years, and even then it's not safe.
But then that's when the culling happens. So,
Google Plus has been around in some form since like 2011, and they finally are barely shutting that off, and they only did it because there was a breach. Like, there was a security breach.
yeah.
Well, then I kind of started talking about because there was no worry about leaving it on, and it was popularly used by Ingress players, by
YouTube?
Weird niche markets.
their own products.
YouTube was using it for about 2-3 days until they pulled it because it sucked, and people hated it, and people were leaving YouTube.
Everyone had an account.
It makes sense.
I have
though.
one.
Everyone,
Had one.
No.
Well,
yeah.
they forced everyone that had like a Gmail to have one,
Mhm.
so everyone had one.
Which puts it in a bad light, and they wonder why it failed.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Google, you get a cool product or whatever, but if they're just going to kill it off and it's something that you actually use, like finding a new alternative or migrating your content that you've put on that platform is a lot of work. And so it might be easier just to like start with the competitor instead. I used Google Play Music a lot, and they got rid of that in favor of YouTube Music. And
It still
it has
exists in some
all
form.
sorts of problems.
Yes, it
Actually,
still does.
at least they brought YouTube Music to Google, not Drive, whatever I keep calling it. I keep on calling it Drive, whatever their mobile one.
Premium?
No.
I think it is Drive, but you were calling it Maps
Android
Drive
Drive.
originally.
Android Drive?
Is it Android?
Driving mode?
I thought Drive was their
Drive is
storage.
online storage, but they had a thing where you could upload songs to Google Play Music. So I thought that's what you were referencing.
No, this is the thing where his phone
Auto.
will go onto Google Auto, where it goes into
Gotcha.
car mode so that you can. It makes stuff nice and big, and then it's just easy to click on stuff.
Yeah, so Android Auto. But so YouTube Music or YouTube, YouTube
no.
Music didn't work with it, but Google Play worked with it. Now they both work with it.
And Google Play still exists for a few more months, I think.
I'm still
Yeah,
waiting
they'll
for
shut it
them to
down.
move my lists over because I have before their subscription base and before it was good. I actually invested in music.
Here's the thing. It's interesting because at some points, I like the stuff I play in YouTube will show up in YouTube Music and vice versa, but a lot of the time it doesn't, and a lot of people don't want it to. Like, they don't want their lists to sync over. Like they want their music list to sync over, but they want it separated from just normal YouTube.
I'll go with that.
A lot of people want that. I kind of do, but kind of don't.
Thank you for reminding me. I need to download like all of my music from circa 2010.
No, I think your stuff's still going to be there, but it's not like MySpace where it's going to go. But they're just going to shift it over.
MySpace was good until about 2 months ago.
Yeah, and then they nuked everything.
They nuked it in a server migration.
That's a big oopsie.
Allegedly, they didn't mean to.
Nobody ever means to delete all your
You don't know that.
important information.
Yeah, it probably makes their life way easier at MySpace.
Justin Timberlake is much happier now.
Oh man, that means all my old photos are probably gone. Dang it.
I went back to MySpace to transfer my my photos over to
I tried.
Facebook.
I couldn't undo my password.
I realized the cell phone has been a big part of my uploading photos to my social media. I had 3 photos.
I bet they were really good ones too.
They were. Just way back in the day. I'll just show you guys.
My main photo I wanted, and I'll show you guys.
MySpace is from when I was in like middle school, so my pictures were fairly cringy. So I just logged in there to just delete things. Yeah. I don't need that in my life anymore.
That's the only photo I want because I can't find like a high res one.
That's a good one. I like that.
Nice.
Like all I can find are just ones that I put in other photo like collages back from when I was in high school.
So tell me more about the Google-ness.
Ago. All right, I can go on a rant. So,
man, that's quite the rant.
I ran out of steam.
Okay, we'll just move on.
Nope. I got it. It's back.
How about the MySpace?
What about it?
The Friendsters.
Huh?
The other social medias that
What
have
about
failed you.
Oh, so here's the thing. MySpace is a little different because Facebook came around, and then that was the new hotness. For MySpace going away, or like, no one cared. And even with Google Plus, no one really cares as far as I know. It's just, so that one was just like, oh, they killed it. Okay. It's the reason they killed it. The reason they killed it was because of a security breach. Like, no other reason.
I'm kind of sad Google Plus didn't make it.
Like the idea was cool.
The idea was cool, and it had, like, the whole circles idea where you could build, like, circles of people you wanted to share things with. So you could share things with not your mom and all sorts of stuff. But, like, I also didn't like Facebook at the time, and Facebook just keeps getting bigger and worse. And so I kind of wish that Google Plus could have taken some of that traffic from them and kept it.
Dodgeball was location-based. Really?
Yeah, there's a ton of products that they have brought up and killed.
Who?
Google. Discontinued products and services. Google.
So it was also funny in this Ars Technica article. It was saying that its list of discontinued products or dead products is getting longer than their actual active products now.
Great, but so I'm also kind of curious because like something like Dodgeball, their social network service, are they starting to count their like secret projects? Because some of these don't really get big enough for anybody to actually use.
No, I think like Google Labs down there I've heard of. Google Buzz I also heard of.
Hello,
where's that?
It's
that.
Images across the internet. It's basically, apparently in 2008 they decided to make Google Photo online, and they called it Hello. That's actually the weird thing is when they make products to kill their own products. They don't make products to kill somebody else's. They make it to kill their own.
Yeah.
Well, they also had a thing called the Google Code Project, I think, and you could like set up essentially like it was GitHub way before GitHub. Wow. And they killed it off in 2016 because they started losing ground to GitHub. So they're like, they're better, and they just shuttered it.
And so everybody had to, like, I think SVN was on Google Code or something.
Yeah, they
or
claim...
Tortoise SVN or something.
Yeah, they say Google Code is closing down because developers aren't using it, and that's from 2015. So when people started using the better thing instead of, like, fighting or anything, they're just like, we're done.
Google Spaces?
Hey, there's even future, they've already killed off.
Yeah, YouTube annotations, the Google URL shortener, the Google Allo, Inbox, and Google Plus. Scheduled to be discontinued is Google Search Appliance.
You scared me for a second. You just paused after search, and I was like, Wait, is Bing taking the...
Yeah, Bing's gonna become our new verb.
Or ask Jeeves. Oh man,
It still exists. It's just ask.com.
so that
but
Google search appliance is what you're talking about, and that's a server that you actually have in your server rack that can index all your stuff.
Google Fusion Tables is also getting discontinued, and Google does that say portfolios? Yeah.
Yes.
So those are gonna be discontinued soon. But yeah, they're just
Actually,
just-
it's kind of weird they're discontinuing that one because
Google X.
YouTube discontinued. No, yeah. Not
Annotations?
YouTube. Yahoo. Yahoo canceled their finance thing. They shut theirs down, I thought, a couple years ago.
Yahoo Finance.
Yeah, they shut that down, I thought, a couple years ago.
I have no idea. I thought they still had their tickers and stuff.
I think
like,
they
Or
do.
maybe it's they like simplified it like extremely, or they kind of like borrow off somebody else's.
I don't know. I'm
uses
not really
Yahoo?
big on Yahoo.
University search. What'd they kill in 2017? Not that much, actually.
A small list.
Google hands free.
Free search. They apparently had free search.
What?
It was their embedded website search into a user's website.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
to replaced by Google custom search.
Oh, okay. So they have a. Okay.
They had Google. They
Right.
had Google search. They replaced it with a different Google search to then be replaced by the original Google search. It's kind of like Coke and a classic Coke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
They're
they've
like,
never added the cocaine back.
they're like
then.
they're non-compatible, and the classic Coke's discontinued. So now you have to have this other Coke with
Yeah.
corn syrup. Okay, I got you. We're on the same page now.
Except for other companies still make it with, other countries still make it with corn. Or sugar.
Sugar cane corn.
Wrong word. I apologize. And you can still get it in the U.S. if you go to usually Mexican restaurants or,
Glass bottle.
oddly
Coke.
enough, bagel shop in our case.
They have various, yeah. You also
Like, I
can
get
buy
it
it
all
in
the time.
regular containers that says
Yeah, you
made
can.
with natural sugar or whatever,
Mhm.
blah, blah.
I still haven't tried the orange vanilla Coke.
See, and that's the other thing, is they've discontinued so many of these. I think I, use a product of it, and they did build it in, like, Google Map Marker. I'm like, I thought that thing still existed. Apparently, it's just called something else.
The thing is they migrate these good ideas that were standalone into a bigger core product. And then they're like, well, we can't support the old thing anymore. It's too much work. So migrate to the new thing or your SOL.
Or migrate to the new thing that'll be killed off in 2 years anyways.
Yeah, like when they close YouTube down, then they got no music and no YouTube.
Honestly, they shut down YouTube.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, YouTube kind of loses money for them from what
I don't
I've
think
heard.
it's never made money.
They host, I think it's like some crazy number, like 30% of all internet traffic or something.
I did hear about YouTube annotations.
And so
Yeah,
that's a
You
huge
put
chunk
it
of
on
money.
probably
Yeah.
Hello Internet or Cortex.
They also have to be able to take in like hundreds of hours of video every like minute, and they have to be able to play that back to people.
Yeah.
Spendy stuff.
Oh, I also read a thing. It was last week. Completely irrelevant to Google, but oh, never mind. I don't want to bring this in. It's politic related. Never mind.
I thought spreadsheets was still a thing.
It is. It's
It's called Google
different.
Sheets.
It's a spreadsheet like management application before it was integrated with
Right.
Lead Forum. I think it was just a standalone thing, and then they folded it in with Google Drive.
Wait, I did hear about this. So this is the stupidness. They're counting stuff that isn't even out. The Chinese Google search,
Mm-hmm.
that was a hidden project that they were trying to get working so they could work with China.
And then
'cause-
the public found out about it, and then there was a
well, no, it wasn't. They also realized how many, because they were also using somebody else's search, or they were using China's main one search engine to reference as going, okay, does our search engine work the same as theirs? Okay, how do they work? All this other stuff. And because they were referencing through it, they were told to stop.
Well, that's how new search engines are born. There's
Yeah.
a new search engine, and it just indexes the old search
Apparently, everyone can do that, but Google.
engine. Did you see what happened with Bing? If you look at like the search results over time for Google,
Yeah.
like when Bing was like coming online, they were indexing pages, and like matching up search results and like trying to index the web the same way Google does. And so you can look at the search results and they just spike, and it can be really weird search terms, but
interesting. But yeah, apparently Google got told to stop. So everyone else can do it, just not Google.
Well, they're the big bad, right?
Apparently, yeah. But that's the other thing, is technically it may or may not be dead. I don't know. It exists, but it's not growing nearly at the rate it used to.
Schrodinger search engine?
Yeah.
U.S. government search.
Why not?
Voice search. Google X. Accessibility search.
Yeah, there's just tons
They
of
can that? Maybe it's because they folded it in with normal search.
Google Nexus. See, really?
So that's a product line. I think it counts.
It's a product line that used other people's hardware.
Yeah, now they have their own hardware, so they can the
I
Nexus
still
line,
think it counts.
so that they go to the Pixel line.
Then they had Google Swiftly, which converted Adobe Flash files into HTML5.
That's super cool because that kind of like helps save the old web, because the old web was like all Flash.
And there's Picasa. Rip Picasa. I really liked Picasa.
Now you have Google Photos.
All right, to be fair, it does a pretty good job. Like, it stylizes some stuff and makes some pretty cool videos. Like, whenever we went to Vegas a couple of years ago,
Yeah, it makes you an album.
it made me an album, but it also made me just like a video of just like photos and videos that I took spliced together. It was a pretty good video.
It makes me cat and dog videos.
A lot, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we can be done with this. It's just
Moving along.
ranty.
How about other things that barely survive?
MoviePass.
So this might be a little on the old
It's
side.
back.
It's not dead.
It's circling the drain.
They're bringing back the $9.95 unlimited movies.
Well, this has been a couple of weeks ago, so it may be done.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
So, but they are back on $14.95.
As many as you can watch, as long as you can get to a theater.
You also have to pay.
before they
Internet-
turn it off.
You have to pay for a whole year.
Ooh.
If you use it too much, they
ACH only.
start restricting you.
So you
Really?
give them $120,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can watch about 10 movies, 12 movies, and then they'll shut you off.
No. They start restricting which ones you can.
Oh, so then
Go
it's just frustrating, and you can watch like, I don't know, a kid's movie like 8 times if you want.
Yeah.
Hey, you can watch How to Train Your Dragon 10 times.
Get your money's
It's a
worth.
quality movie, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Okay. I thought it was sarcasm.
No.
But I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It's a
I
quality movie.
like the first one.
I haven't watched it, but I heard it was adorable.
It is also very adorable.
You can watch it as it's dying outside, going to the end of the theater. You can watch Star Wars Episode 8.
Is
right
that
now.
where we're on now?
Not 9. No, 8. No, 8. At 8 it was out, but I mean, it's still hanging on in theaters.
Really?
No.
I
It
was
seems like it did.
Like, I mean, it was there for a while.
They
but-
usually run for like 5-6 months when
Yeah.
there's a Star Wars film, so.
And then like a month out of theaters, and then suddenly it just hits all the, or out on digital and Blu-ray. And,
Streaming.
yep.
Da, 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 da.
We could
All
talk-
right. What?
I'll go.
We can talk about what?
I was gonna say we could talk about their animated show, but actually it just ended, so I'm good. We're done.
We're done. We don't want to talk about something else?
Well, remember, what you see isn't actually the number because there's going to be inserted things in here.
Throw burrito.
Okay,
We can talk about that last.
the very last thing.
I was looking at that, and I was also looking at their other games. We're so excited. Did you buy this?
I kickstarted it.
So you did buy this.
I threw money at it.
And you... yes.
I did not go for the waterproof set.
So this is by the same people who made Exploding Kittens.
A dodgeball card game.
Yes, you play with...
So, wait. Oh, it's called Throw
Yeah.
Burrito.
Throw a burrito. You get 3 cards of the same kind, and then you throw some burritos.
Okay.
If you would have paid the $85 amount, you could have got the outdoor edition with sweat headbands and sweat wristbands and a large burrito.
A large burrito.
large burrito.
How big we talking?
I think the size of the table.
Oh, that's important.
Can I borrow
Did
the-
you pay
can I borrow the
$85?
No, I thought about it a lot.
That probably would have been a good use of your $85.
There you go. You has the power.
Throw burrito. I'm just going all the way. Well, we could look at these. It's just fun. Declare war on your friends. Duel to determine the winner. There's a dueling mode too. During a burrito duel, 2 players must stand back to back, walk 3 paces, and then fire.
So they did Exploding Kittens. Didn't they do another one?
Yeah, that's what I'm scrolling down to. They did Exploding Kittens. You've got Crabs.
Okay.
Bears vs. Babies.
I got that one.
Kitty Convict Project, and they're just the oatmeal.
Well, the oatmeal ended up supporting them.
Yeah.
That's why they ended up doing much better.
An elegant solution to a tricky problem. This is for Kitty Convict.
Huh.
And the tricky problem, in the U.S., over 7 million pets go missing every year. 26% are dogs. Return home, but for cats, it's less than 5%. Okay, so this was 26% of dogs are reported and return home, but for cats, it's less than 5%. Less than 5%? What an outrage. Why the disparity? Then there's an outraged cat t-shirt on a fat cat who's outraged. And then the solution. I've skipped over the problem. If your cat is an indoor kitty, I am partial to sofas, is what the cat says. Dress them in orange. Put an orange collar on them. I prefer cat nudity, but this works. Or put an orange scarf. Or put something else orange on them. Why orange? Blah. Is this even a game, or is this
I don't
just
know. You've got the
thing?
control.
Do you like this idea? The most helpful thing you can do is share this page. Please download and share these images. Alright, it's not a game. Okay, the more
It
you know.
sounds like it's something funny off of Exploding Kittens.
So you got Crabs. I read through this one last night, actually. Or the other night. So you split up into 2 teams, into teams of 2, and you privately decide on a sacred symbol with your teammate. So just touching your nose or blinking a lot. Then you sit across from each other and draw cards. Try to get 4 of a kind. If you get 4 cards, 4 of a kind, you have Crabs. Try to communicate this to your partner using the secret signal.
The secret signal for crabs.
Yes. If your partner sees your signal and yells you've got Crabs, you gain a point. However, if your opponent sees your signal and yells you've got Crabs, you lose a point. Whoever gets the most crabs, or catches the most crabs, wins. There is also this edition where you get crab claws. And if you got crabs, or no, with 1 powerful expansion card. So whoever holds this card must wear the claws.
I like that game mechanic. It's just like you have to do this dumb thing because...
Yeah, I totally missed the Kickstarter on this one because I've got all their Kickstarter
I think this
friends.
is an old one. This may have even been before Exploding Kittens, in all honesty.
Interesting.
But
All right.
Exploding Kittens is my favorite. We can be done now.
We can.
I don't know. You
All
want
right.
to be? That's up to you. It's your podcast. You do
Famous
what you want.
last words.
Famous last words. I gotta get mine ready. So, Anthony, you're first.
Throw burrito. Should be a fun game. I'm excited. And Anna.
I'm excited for winter to come here soon.
Summertime. I
No,
what you're
winter is
talking
coming. I so want that.
Oatmeal is soup.
There are 492 billionaires in the United States, and not one of them has decided to become Batman. How dare they all?
No, it's because you're Batman.
Oh, okay. Shh.